all the things I left behind. But now I know you can't change the past. Way too young.
Fresh take.
So MIDI. So I converted the original synth line to MIDI through Ableton to be able to edit and create our own synths over the top of it and have the same melody going. So after converting it, I had to go through and chop it up and change it a little bit and drag it back into time because the Ableton conversion isn't perfect. But it gives you a basic idea of the notes being played throughout the melody. So we just had to change a few of them to get them into the right key, again, because Ableton can't read it 100%, which is fine. And then once we had a MIDI clip created that was basically the same melody as the original, we were able to add our own synthesizers to it. For my contribution to the track, my MIDI clip, the MIDI that I converted, I used Unison on it to find a nice sound and just edited around with the attack and release of the preset sound, which I liked anyway, and added a few effects later on just to sort of clean it up and to make it a bit more spacey and weird sounding. So for the string section of the track, we grabbed that same MIDI clip and made a few chords out of it, and then used automation to give the strings a more realistic sound, as if they're being played by a actual bow. So the automation starts off low and then comes in quite sharp over each note. To sort of fade it in and out, but quickly over each note, like a bow would play a stringed instrument. And then for the bass line, we knew the chords, we knew the key and the chord structure of the original song. So we were able to just quickly make a pretty simple bass to run throughout the track. So for our bass line, we used a Serum synthesizer. And we have two oscillators running. Oscillator A is just a wavetable oscillator. And then oscillator B is just a square wave oscillator. And oscillator A is at an octave down. Oscillator B is at just regular volume, regular octave. There's a few oscillators running over each bar, affecting different parameters throughout Serum. We have one LFO cutting the high end off at around 400 hertz, and bringing it back only another 200 or 300 every bar, just giving it a wop wop effect. Changing. There's also another oscillator on the sub, which is another square wave, and it's just affecting the level of the sub over the same bar.